I'm the Park and Recreation Director for the City of Chelsea. My responsibilities are all parks and recreational facilities, all youth sports leagues, any programming we have with the youth sports, and all of our different facilities that we have, managing those. Here at the community center, we've had a few different precautions. I know we were shut down for about 2 months, March and April, and then towards the end of May we were able to reopen. Here at the community center, we had to go by a little bit different guidelines. Of course, we've had hand sanitizer stations at the doors. Everybody had to come through the front doors. We couldn't have any open play basketball to begin with because of the shared sports apparatus. We couldn't have any pickleball to start with. And then here in the last 2 or 3 weeks, we've been able to implement pickleball back in using disinfectant so they can wipe their balls down in between games. Basketballs have to be cleaned daily or 2 or 3 times a day. As far as the big meeting rooms here in the community center, we can only hold so many, 30, the capacity is cut in half to what they normally can hold to try to maintain that 6 foot, social distancing. So there's been some adjusting like that. The weight room on the far end down there, we've had to spread the treadmills out a little bit, move some of the exercise equipment over to the multi-purpose room across the hall just to give some more social distancing space. So there's been some adjusting here in the building. And slowly but surely we've seen more people come back, more people feel comfortable coming in and getting back to normal. Baseball, we had a large group signed up for spring registration, and of course, a day or two before our season actually began is when the state went under a state of emergency. Everything got shut down, so we had to put spring on hold. And then after a month or two of that going on, we had to eventually just cancel the spring season altogether. At that point, we decided to open up a summer ball registration if we were able to get back and play, and we wanted to make sure we gave them an opportunity to play baseball this year. So we opened a summer baseball registration. Numbers were not as good as the spring. We may have gotten at least half the kids back for summer ball, so our leagues are smaller, but we still got at least half the kids back. As far as playing the games, we've been through 2 nights already, and what we've noticed is the kids and coaches and teams are doing a great job of, not too many kids in the dugout. We'll have 3 or 4 outside the fence with a coach monitoring that. No handshakes after the game, things of that nature. And every coach has a sanitizer bottle in the dugout. So the kids are doing a good job. The coaches are doing a great job. The park, we've put X's on the bleachers, 6 feet apart for fans not to sit on top of each other. We've got signs all through the park reminding everybody to please be respectful of social distancing. We strongly recommend they wear masks if they're at the park and things of that nature. It's kind of hard to control crowds that big. We've tried to utilize both ballparks, so we don't have a larger crowd at one ballpark than the other, so we are spreading the fans out as best we can. As far as fall, we're excited. Our football and cheerleading numbers are very high this year, so we're really excited about that. We have the most kids signed up for tackle football than we've ever had. Our flag football numbers look really great. Our cheerleading looks really, really great. So I feel like everybody's confident about the fall season being more normal than what we saw in the spring. So we're really looking forward to the fall sports. We feel like there might be some sort of sense of normality there. We don't know what the Alabama High School is going to do. A lot of times our football program kind of mirrors what the Alabama High School does. If they have a lot of stipulations as far as fans and things of that nature, then we're going to have to try to follow their guidelines as well. We've had to do some adjusting. Our cheerleading uniform fittings, the lady that was in charge of that, Melissa Townsend, she did a great job of wiping down shoes after every girl that tried them on, one girl at a time, and they did a really good job getting through cheerleading uniform fittings. We still have to do football equipment handout, so that'll be a challenge. How do you try on helmets, with kids and shoulder pads and still keep things clean and sanitized, and so that'll be a challenge. We don't know how to tackle that yet, but we'll get through it just like we're getting through baseball right now. As far as the children go, you know, I know a lot of our football stuff that we're registered for now is we follow a lot of the Alabama high school guidelines. So I know Alabama high school athletics has started summer workouts, and they have a plan in place every day that they show up for summer workouts. They have a questionnaire that the kid has to fill out. If he's had a fever, if he's been around anybody that's been sick or had COVID-19, they immediately go home and quarantine. So we'll follow a lot of that stuff. If the restrictions are not lifted by August when we start, we'll follow a lot of those guidelines. You know, taking temperatures of the children before practice and things of that nature. And for the ones that haven't registered for anything yet and still on the fence, our message has been: listen, if you're worried about it, or if you're concerned about it and not real sure, we encourage them, you know, just wait. You know, don't sign up. Try next spring or something, because it's not going to be enjoyable if you're worried about your kid getting sick all the time. And we don't want you to have to go through that. We're going to do the best we can to keep things clean and sanitized and do what we're supposed to be doing. But if it's not going to be enjoyable because of the worry all the time, we encourage them just wait till next spring until a lot of this passes. So that's our message to the ones that haven't registered yet.